I don't put it down until I'm finished. Curiosity helps me too. I always want to know what's next. Reading goal for the rest of the year, I want to be able to do a summary.
Jonah, stop rubbing your eyes. Well, that's because from the sauce and the spaghetti.
My spelling test score is 100, 187, 100, 100. My average spelling score is 97. My best study strategy to study for spelling tests is I asked my mom to give me a spelling test. On my daily homework and classwork, I try to spell correctly most of the time. On my daily homework and classwork, I proofread the spelling some of the time.
Yeah, you're honest.
How I feel about writing with an explanation. I feel that writing is fun. It calms me down. It lets me write about anything I want to write about.
I can write.
I can. Yeah, I tried to write super neat when it's handwriting. I can write neat and I can write messy. I think I should sometimes write neater. I think you'll agree with that too.
I think I will agree with that.
Writing strengths of support. I'm good at explaining. I always give detailed sentences and interesting words. There's to focus on with explanation. I think I need to focus on giving an introduction. Without an introduction, it may take a long time to figure out what the story is about. Most helpful attitudes in writing and why. I think I use commitment the most because I should always be focused and stay on what I'm doing.
PYP verb again.
Yeah.
Commitment.
Here's like a story that I wrote. I had to vote about. It had to be like write about friendship. And one time I was at Daniel's house and I was playing goalie, and he face shot at it, and it went down, and he couldn't shoot it high, so it went right in my nose. So he helped me with that, and here's like a compliment and suggestion. And this is just the same thing right here.
We did your little paragraph that you wrote that she thought was excellent. Not very many people got 4 out of 4. Jonah was one of the only people that got 4 out of 4 in his paragraph.
I am proud to be an American kid. Why? Because we were the very first free country, or one of the first free countries. The people who lived here during the 13 colonies wanted liberty. I would if someone as mean as King George ruled my country. That's why I'm proud to be an American kid and live in a free country. Did I indent my paragraph? Yes. Did I include a topic sentence? Yes. Did I include at least 4 other sentences to support my topic sentence? Yes. Did I do my best to proofread my work so it was easy to read? Yes.
Excellent job.
You did a great job showing off your knowledge of history.
She always gives positive criticism, but then gives a little comment, because not everybody is a
perfect writer.
Right.
So this is my first test I did in September. Like it said, like core democratic values, branches of government, rights and responsibilities, checks and balances, and that. And I didn't know, like
to show what you know.
Yeah, to show what I know. This one, I had no clue what I was doing, so I just wrote like 3 core democratic values. This one, I just wrote the branches of government. This one, I have the right to go on a roller coaster, but I have the responsibility to keep myself safe. That's sort of the right idea. Checks and balances, which I got completely wrong. You make a check balanced. Separation of powers, I have no clue how I got this one, how I got this answer. You have one skill and make another skill. I don't get how I got that answer. Constitution, I just wrote the preamble for that for some reason.
Did she laugh at you when she read those things?
No, because they hadn't learned anything.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
know,
what
but the
they
fact
thought.
that he wrote the preamble to the Constitution.
It was on the board.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Wow,
Jonah, you would.
in September, we didn't know anything.
Now what do you know? It's
Everything.
November.
I use core democratic, for core democratic values, I use core democratic values every day. People use them to make the world a better place and make everything fair and equal. Branches of government. There are 3 branches of government. There are 3, so one branch doesn't have too much power and do whatever they want and pass bad laws. Rights and responsibilities. Everyone has the right if they're a citizen of the United States. I have the right for people not to hurt me, but I have the responsibility to not let that happen.
Did you write these all yourself?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Checks and balances. The government uses checks and balances. The executive branch checks on the judicial branch by appointing justices, but the judicial branch checks on the executive branch by declaring a law unconstitutional. The legislative branch checks on the executive branch by giving him laws, but the executive branch checks on the legislative branch by vetoing laws.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't have much more room, so I just didn't do the rest.
I think we get the idea. Excellent.
Get the idea.
The Constitution. The United States was one of the very first governments to have a constitution. It states that the rules of our country, you can change it by having an amendment. The first 10 amendments are called the Bill of Rights. The first one writes about freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, and that stuff. So here's my PYP, personal attitude reflection. Check plus means I did this at all times with my summer test assessment for my final project. Check means I did it some of the time. And check minus means I did not show this attitude. Appreciation, check plus. Commitment, check plus. Confidence, check plus. Cooperation, check plus. Creativity, check. Curiosity, check. Empathy, check plus. Enthusiasm, check plus. Independence, check. Integrity, check plus. Respect, check plus. And tolerance, check plus.
PYP, personal attitude reflection.
How long is this?
Very long.
Which of these attitudes did you display the most, and why do you think that is? I displayed commitment the most. I think that because it was very interesting, so I worked a lot and tried my hardest to get a good grade. Which of these did you display the least? Why do you think that is? I think I could have shown more curiosity. I didn't really have time, and I couldn't think of anything because I did everything so perfect. I really didn't ask too much questions. I should have asked more questions and been curious. What could you have done differently? I could have spelled a little better on my core democratic values. I spelled a couple of words wrong and didn't notice. I spelled liberty and libty.
Libty?
Libty.
You were going it too fast, huh?
Well, I did spell check and it didn't tell me that. I think we could have set up our newspaper differently. If we had more time, we would have put things in different places. Are you proud of your work? Turns out, why? Yes, I'm proud of my work. I'm proud because we all worked together and got everything done. Which attitudes did you work on improving next time? Next time, I will work on curiosity. I will ask more questions. If you could give an awesome attitude award to one of the members in your group besides yourself, I would have given it to myself. Who would you give it to? Why? I would have given it to Jack because he stayed on task and listened to mine and Albert's ideas.
Stayed on task?
Yeah. Even though he wasn't there half of the time because he had to go to Mrs. McLean.
So why don't you show us your Who's the Boss summative assessment project
cover.
Organizer?
And here's more my planning. That's just planning.
That is the planning. That is the planning of the paper.
And
yes.
then here.
Who did this writing?
Me.
How come your writing is so nice here and such a mess during homework?
So Albert wrote this. Albert wrote most of it. Albert wrote this. And he wrote this. And Jack wrote some of this, but he wasn't there most of the time and didn't understand some of it. So Albert finished it, and I wrote this. And I drew this.
And who drew those hockey sticks?
Me.
They would have to be Jonah.
No, well, we couldn't really draw. Like, no one could draw like a soccer ball or football, so I just said I'll draw a hockey stick.
Excellent.
Good.
Wait. On our island, we need core democratic values. We need liberty. See, I said liberty right there. Because we wouldn't want people making fun of each other because you believed something that they didn't. We need equality, so people would get something. So people would get the same treatment no matter what their religion was. We need diversity because in some countries they only allow some people depending on their heritage. But on an island, we wouldn't care what language you spoke or what country you're from. That is why we need core democratic values.
Excellent. You got spaghetti all over your face. Excellent job, sweetie.
Jonah.
Good job. All right, go take a shower.
Can you put everything away and put it in my backpack?
Sure. And there's all the Halloween candy.